So I've been on the search for something that's better than a Yeezy Slide, and basically I got into Yeezy a bit late, and basically last couple of years is when I started looking at kind of Yeezy footwear, and in all honesty I think they're still sort of really good and really sort of hold up to today, and that includes sort of all Yeezy silhouettes in my opinion, because I just think they're very sort of future and sort of forward looking really, and seems to go with the sort of Yeezy Kanye ethics, a futuristic outlook of what a footwear should be. And basically why I like these is the fact that they're really bendable, they're really comfortable, because compared to other slides they are chunky and they have a really sort of soft texture and give. What I also like about it is, if you can see here, the protruding heel, it's got really good sort of cushioning and sort of flexibility and pushback, and also when you put your foot in it, it just feels really nice and really kind of neutral on foot, and just in general it's just a really nice feeling. And this grip as well just looks really simple, but it's very effective in my opinion, and just works really well. And thing is, even if it starts to wear down, it's still good, and just a really well engineered slide. So it's quite difficult to beat this, and basically this also has the algae material in there as well, so that kind of helps with the softness. So I think basically, in my opinion, these are sort of 10 out of 10s, and whichever colour you buy, there's so many different varieties out there that you just can't go wrong. The only downsides I see with this is basically in any kind of sort of wet weather, because if your foot goes through here and gets stuck, which has happened to me once, and basically you're gonna find it really hard to kind of push yourself back out of it, push your foot back out of it. It just gets stuck in there because of the water and just the flexibility here. So just be careful of that. That's the only downside. Apart from that, there is no downsides to these in my opinion, and basically just have a few pairs on ice because I'm not sure when they'll be returning. And in basically looking at kind of other slides, I have always been looking at different ones and finding sort of alternatives to this. And this is like a New Balance, like a sort of softer slide, what they claim anyway. And as you can sort of see, it's okay and in terms of softness, but it's still sort of quite firm on foot. It feels nice, and obviously it's less than half price of what a Yeezy Slide is, but it's still not amazing quality, and just basically feels okay on foot. I wouldn't say it's amazing, but I'd be complaining if I was wearing a pair of these, but they're not as comfortable as a Yeezy Slide, and they feel a lot sort of firmer on foot. And in terms of speaking about kind of being in the wet, this is what I use for basically anytime I'm kind of in sort of wet conditions really, so i.e. by a swimming pool, etc. And this is like basically the Nike, I think it's a Benassi Slide, and these are basically made for water, so they have kind of holes going through the soles, and the quality of these actually aren't too bad for £25, and basically they are really bendable and they have a certain amount of give. I wouldn't say it's as much give as a Yeezy Slide. I think the Yeezy Slide is sort of more on the soft medium side, and this is probably sort of more on the medium side, but for the price that you're paying, it's a nice one, and definitely, you know, good for sort of waterproof, if you want to just be sort of waterproof in terms of walking around and not sort of slipping or having kind of any sort of issues in terms of drying up quickly. So this is that's not bad pair. And then the next one is the Air More Uptempo. I think this is probably one for basketball people really. It's one of those slides that is loud and basically aggressive and just looks like a shrunken down basketball shoe turned into a slide, and it's firm. Basically it's a firm sole. It's nice and comfortable, but it's firm. You're not going to get any kind of give on this, and it just depends on what you like in terms of your comfortability. I imagine if you're doing sort of fast walking in these, they'll probably perform well because of the air unit and allowing that sort of impact protection. And then the next one is this Mule. The reason I got these, I know it's not a slide per se, but they're quite sort of similar to, I suppose, a Yeezy Slide in the aspect that it uses algae, however you want to pronounce that, and it's got a very sort of soft kind of sole, mid-sole to it as well, and these also feel nice on feet, and they're quite sort of plush and similar price to a Yeezy Slide, slightly more expensive, but obviously it's a mule. But you couldn't go wrong with this. I think the only issue with these is just the grip. It doesn't feel very grippy, it just feels quite slippery. I'm sure it's fine in wet weather, I think, and I think that's what predominantly that they're made for. But this is not a bad one either if you're wearing it in sort of dry weather. And then the next one is a Jordan Post Slide, which is what this refers to. And these are nice, but again, they're very sort of firm on foot. These are, I think, retail sort of £30, and they're okay if you just want, if you like really want a Jordan Slide, then this is kind of basically the one to get, because if you're sort of a die-hard Jordan fan. But I think the sole is more on the firm side. It's probably, yeah, just firm really. I think it doesn't have much give to it. I think when you're wearing it, it basically functions as a slide, but I wouldn't be kind of picking these up over a Yeezy Slide. And basically I know they're sort of twice the price, but still, in my opinion, I'd still rather wear those versus these. And the final one is the New Balance Fresh Foam. So I thought this would be a really sort of big contender to a Yeezy Slide, but they feel kind of very sort of firm as well still, and I feel like I've got a white pair of these and they kind of bottom out after a while, and just basically the foam, fresh foam here, is supposed to be sort of soft and plush and allow you to kind of, similar to Yeezy Slide, to sort of sit comfortably on your heel, and it kind of takes sort of any sort of impact and just provides softness. But with this one, it doesn't. It still feels still quite firm in my opinion, and the outsole isn't too great either. It's just a bit meh really. I don't think it provides that much grip either, so it's okay. I won't kind of take this over a Yeezy Slide, and I think these retail sort of £55, so yeah. But like I said earlier, there's nothing that's gonna basically beat these. These are just the ultimate slide in my opinion, and basically I'll be wearing them for years unless they kind of degrade on me. But yeah, definitely worth grabbing these.